It's Monday again and time for some musings about the weekend. Good to be back with you again. Although we missed quite a number of people who were gone on vacations yesterday, we had a wonderful time of service at Spot Bay in the morning. Sister Laura did a very good job of teaching a Sunday school lesson about Hannah, a consecrated mother. And we were reminded that the surrendered life will realize God's blessing. As Philip Brooks once said, it does not take great men to do great things. It only takes consecrated men. After an inspiring song service, the choir sang a special song, and later Brother Albert sang a Michael Combs song, Drinking from My Saucer. And the morning message then was delivered from the book of Hosea. And I began this series yesterday on the minor prophets to coincide with the series that I'm preaching from the book of James. And in the message yesterday morning, we saw that God commanded Hosea to marry a harlot in order that his prophecies would be an object lesson to backslidden Israel. It was a marriage of obedience, a marriage gone bad, and a marriage of meaning. And we saw in this message that if you turn from God and become a slave to sin, there will always be a way back. God will forgive you and restore you as a child of God. But as with Gomer, you must turn from your life of sin and endeavor to please God every day in thought, word, and deed. Yesterday afternoon, it was time for the men's meeting, and we met this time at Spot Bay. And Brother Albert gave the lesson, Walking by Faith, Not by Sight. He gave us a number of illustrations from his days as a firefighter. And during that session, I reminded the men that we should not have faith in faith, but faith in God. You see, when we have faith in faith, we tend to think that by simply believing something, God will have to do what we want. He becomes our miracle-working servant. We give the orders, and he's expected to obey. When we have faith in God, we trust him to accomplish what is his will for our lives. Last night I preached a watering place from James chapter 1, verses 13 through 18 on the subject of temptation. And from this passage of Scripture, we first gleaned some facts about temptation. It's always present in life. It's never prompted by God. In fact, God is unlearned in how to do evil things. It's impossible for a holy God to even attempt to persuade us to do something that's against his will. Yes, there are some things that God cannot do and still be God, and that's one of them. And then we also saw the temptation follows a consistent pattern. The bait is dangled in front of us, a desire is wakened, and there's an attempted allurement. James, however, tells us that there is a way to overcome. Verse 17 says that we can have victory if we dwell on the good. And this reminds us of Paul's comment in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. It says, whatsoever is true, whatsoever is honorable, whatsoever is right, whatsoever is pure, whatsoever is lovely, whatsoever is good, of good report, let your mind dwell on these things. Now, if you expect to remain a Christian, you must live a Christian life. And then we saw in verse 18 that victory comes through living the truth. Well, this week is going to be a very busy week. We'll be preparing classrooms for Vacation Bible School and decorating the auditorium at Watering Place. Next Monday it will all begin. The theme for Vacation Bible School this year is shipwrecked, restored, or rather rescued by Jesus. The Vacation Bible School will be held every evening, Monday through Friday, from 6 until 8 p.m. We're expecting probably 125, 30 kids to come. It's going to be a busy full time. Friday night at 7:30, we're planning to have a closing ceremony, especially for the parents, in which the children will be recognized. Now, I hope that all of you will be praying with us that God will speak to children and teens about their need to give their heart and their life to Jesus. After all, that's what it's all about. We're not spending a lot of time and a lot of money just to entertain children on their summer break. We're going to do our best to offer the gospel to them in such a way that they will not only have fun, but they'll come face to face with their need to turn to Jesus. Well, that's a look at what's going on at Spot Bay and Watering Place Church of God Holiness here in Cayman, Brac. If you don't attend church regularly, I hope that you'll come and worship with us. You have a wonderful week. and God bless you richly.